So you want to be a cosplay photographer, but you don't know exactly where to begin? Well, here's my first tip for you. Start with a camera that you already know. What do you mean start with the camera? I don't even own an expensive camera. Great question. You don't really need an expensive camera. Only thing you need to start with is your smartphone. Something that you always carry around with you and start taking pictures with. Because one, you already know how to use it. And two, it's a great way to start out. When you start cosplay photography, make sure you ask permission from a cosplayer first. Do not take your camera out and start taking pictures of a cosplayer without their permission. It just looks bad and they're going to find out eventually. Even at a convention, you still want to ask permission. 98% of the time, they're going to say yes if they're not busy. If they are and they tell you no, just walk away. It's not a big deal. And if you're going outside the convention, you want to scout the areas and see what's good place for the character. This takes a little time out of your way, but once you know a good area, you want to take a picture for that character. Landscape and portrait are orientations of how the camera is being held when taking pictures. Landscape is when the camera is being held horizontally, and portrait orientation is being held vertically. Landscape is often used for bold, sweeping scenes. Portrait is more intimate and can be used to capture tall subjects. You should be trying to using both and try to see which one you prefer most. I prefer landscaping because I like it more, but there's sometimes I prefer portrait because there's sometimes pictures are great in portrait mode. Keep some of your pictures simple. There's nothing wrong having too much negative space within your picture. It just helps to brighten up the subject a lot more. And this gives you more attention on the focal point, draw more attention to the subject. And this can be easy as pie, and sometimes the simplest pictures are the best pictures. Knowing the worthers, this is basically a tic-tac-toe board that is basic and visible that separates your image in 9 different parts. You position a subject or horizon off-centered, then in the middle of the frame. It gives you more of a look and gives you more of composition. Photography is an art and it's based how you feel on the image. Even so, there's still going to be great composition that you need to put in for your work for photography. Be mindful of taking pictures of people, especially cosplayers. You don't want too much headroom when you're doing this. Of course, it really depends on what pictures you're getting at. Sometimes you want no headroom to a lot of headroom. And what headroom is, it's basically the top of the head to the top of the frame. You're not gonna be a cosplayer photographer overnight. There's a lot of skills you need to work on over time. But once you got the fundamentals down, you're on your way. So what can I do right now? I don't even know cosplayers and I never been to a convention. There are some Facebook groups that you can join in your local area. Or you can always go to your first ever convention and start doing that way. Okay, I'll start now. Okay, have fun and enjoy what you do, and you already left.